All right, thanks, guys. Just want to quickly announce once again that we are currently 6-0 in our last 6 daily best plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. The daily best play is one of my membership tiers that I have on that website. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. And once again, the daily best play is 6-0 in our last 6 days. Link for that site is in the description section below. You may be coming in a little bit, on the, tail end of the heater, but still a couple wins are better than none at all. Once again, 6-0 in our last 6 daily best plays on that site, patreon.com/Brock Page. All right, we got ourselves a couple college basketball games to take a look at here today, so let's go ahead and begin. Starting off with Cincinnati taking on Memphis, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Memphis. Memphis is minus 4.5, totals at 141. We did see a half a point fade of Memphis and movement upward on the total. They opened as the 5-point favorite, down to minus 4.5. Total open 140 up to 141. 61% are leaning Memphis, 68% shaded toward the under. And right now, the Bearcats of Cincinnati are plus $1.70 on the money line. Now, if you like Cincy in this matchup here, just keep in mind they've lost 4 out of their last 8 games. And during that stretch of games, they actually lost to Tulane and Colgate during that stretch. Now, Cincinnati's shooting just 49% from the field when traveling. They're also shooting just 27% from downtown on the road as well. They failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 8 road games. They're also 0-3 against the spread as the official road underdog. One more thing to add about Cincinnati. They're covering just They're covering just 37% of their games, taking on teams over 650. And of course, when I use that jargon, that terminology, over 650, that's a win percentage. So once again, just 37% against the spread, taking on teams over 650. Now, Memphis on the other side, winners of 8 out of their last 10. They beat the Tennessee Volunteers and NC State during that stretch. They also covered 70% of their games in those 10. They rank in the top 5 in the nation in offensive rebounding, top 3 in defensive field goal percentage. Precious Achiuwa, he's averaging 16 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks for Memphis. Lester Quinones, 11 points a game as well. We're looking at a Memphis team who ranks in the top 25 in home offensive rebounding. They're also in the top 15 in the nation in defensive field goal percentage at home as well. Now, total-wise, Memphis is 60% to the over in their last 5. I'm going to lean Memphis minus 4.5 in the over 141 in that game. Next matchup, it is going to be Colorado taking on Arizona State, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Buffaloes are minus 2 on the road, total at 140.5. We saw a half a point fade of Colorado and movement upward on the total. The Buffaloes open 2.5 down to minus 2. Total open 139.5 up to 140 and a hook. 52% are leaning Arizona State. 55% shaded toward the under. And right now, the Sun Devils are plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, Arizona State's dropped 4 out of their last 6 games. They also failed to cover the point spread in 6 out of their last 9. Failures to cover against the likes of Texas Southern, St. Mary's, Prairie View, and UL Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. Now, Arizona State is shooting just 27% from downtown at home. Meanwhile, Colorado on the other side, they're allowing just 61 points per contest. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting just 40% from the field. Colorado ranks in the top 30 in points allowed in the nation, top 15 in points allowed on the road. McKinley Wright's averaging 14 points a game, 5 rebounds. Tyler Bay, 13 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 steals. And Deshaun Schwartz, 11 points a game, 4 rebounds for him. Colorado ranks in the top 15 in defensive rebounding on the road as well. They're allowing just 60 points per contest when traveling. Now, ironically, Colorado is 6-0 to the over in their last 6. They're also 80% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, 4 out of Arizona State's last 6 games got over the number themselves. I'm going to lean Colorado -2 and the over 140.5 in that game. Next contest, Oregon taking on Washington State, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Ducks are 9.5, total 139 and a hook. So a half a point fade of Oregon and moving downward on the total. The Ducks open as the 10-point favorite, down to -9.5. Total open 140, down to 139 and a hook. 58% are leaning Oregon, 52% shaded toward the under. Right now, Washington State is plus 430 on the money line. Now, Washington State, they're giving up just 63 points per contest on their home court. They're also their opponents are shooting just 29% from downtown in that category there. Washington State, very good at home this year, 7-2 straight up in their 9 home games. C.J. Ellaby, 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 steals for the Cougars. Isaac Bonton, 14 points a game, 4 rebounds as well. And Jeff Pollard, 10 points a game, 5 rebounds for Washington State. Now, Oregon on the other side, they failed to cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 4. They're also just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. 5 out of Oregon's last 6 games did get over the total. They were also 80% to the over in their last 10. Washington State, 3-0 to the over in their last 3. 5 out of their last 7 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean Washington State plus 9.5 and the over 139.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Thursday's college basketball action. Happy Thursday to you. The weekend is almost here. Now, before we, go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube, I just want to quickly remind you once again to at least consider checking me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. Now, we're currently 6-0 in our last 6 daily best plays on that site. That membership costs just $1.99 for the rest of the month. Guys, that's an incredible value. $1.99, you will not miss that. You can barely get a hash brown for that. It's an incredible value. Once again, daily best play, 6-0 straight up in our last 6. Now, you might be wondering, well, why would I sign up for a package when you're just giving me the picks for free right here on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great, inquiry on your part. And you're right. What I do on YouTube here is I do handicap every single game on the board for free, side and total. But the problem with that is if you were going to bet all your hard-earned money on every single game, side and total, you're guaranteed to lose in the long run. And as a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing in the short run as well. It's no way to be a sports bettor. You can't bet every single game. The math becomes aggressively against you. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. And, you're just not going to win. You're probably going to end up losing your money in the short run. So what we do on Patreon, we make it a lot easier for you. We just kind of narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is handicapping every single game on the board here on YouTube, side and total. And if you want, you can check out my current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, a couple more games to get into, so let's go ahead and dive into those. Next matchup, Santa Clara taking on Gonzaga. 11 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Bulldogs are the 19.5-point favorite, total at 154 and a hook. We did see a half a point fade of Gonzaga and movement downward on the total. The Bulldogs open as the 20-point favorite, down to -19.5. Total open 156, down to 154 and a hook. 56% are leaning Gonzaga, 69% shaded toward the over. And right now, Santa Clara is plus 2250 on the money line. Now, Santa Clara has won 8 out of their last 10 games. They rank in the top 35 in the country in scoring. They're also in the top 20 in offensive field goal percentage. They're averaging 78 points per contest. Meanwhile, they're shooting 37% from downtown. And of course, defensively, their opponents are shooting just 40% from the field. Now, Gonzaga on the other side, just 3-4 against the spread in their last 7. They come into pretty much each and every game with just absurd point spreads. They failed to cover, the point spread against the likes of Pepperdine, Portland, and Detroit. Total-wise, Gonzaga is 80% to the over in their last 10. Santa Clara, 4-2 to the over in their last 6 themselves. I'm going to lean Santa Clara plus 19.5 and the over 154.5 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Oregon State taking on Washington at 11 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Huskies are minus 3.5, total at 136. We saw the half-point fade of Washington and moving downward on the total. The Huskies open minus 4, down to minus 3.5. Total open 137, down to 136. 54% are leaning Washington, 52% shaded toward the over. And right now the Beavers are plus 150 on the money line. The Beavers are also 5-3 straight up in their last 6. They successfully covered the point spread. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Oregon State, the Beavers, they've lost 3 out of their last 6. They're also covering just 50% of their games in those 6 as well. Washington, on the other side, they are shooting 46% from the field, 48% from the field on their home court. They rank in the top 15 in the nation in defensive field goal percentage. They're giving up just 62 points per contest. Now, Oregon State, on the other side, they are 5-0 to the over in their last 5. 7-2 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to lean Washington minus 3.5 and the over 136 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily sports picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We're also 6-0 in our last 6 daily best plays on that site. Shout out to Naga in Cambodia, Andrew Logan, Ocean Hudson, Nathan R., Isaac Robles, Ginger, shout out to Freakazoid, Mal215, Raw Honey New Orleans, Dr. Vidensvig, shout out to M45, shout out to Vernon Williard from Pennsylvania, Dominic Hughes, Emmanuel Kobina from Ghana, Syndicate Flock, Stephen Lewis, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Rocco's Pizzeria. Man, I'm hungry now. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon, but most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we are 6-0 in our last 6 daily best plays.